Honestly, it's not a huge surprise that we took this loss. Told the team in the locker room after the game that, one of the principles that I live by in my life is that you get what you earn. And we had 3 very average days of practice leading up to this game, and we played very, very average. And so it wasn't too much of a surprise that we came out as flat as we did. It's very unfortunate. It's a very, very tough lesson to learn, especially once you get into conference play. Everybody has you scouted to a T. And so you've got to be even more intentional about the opportunities to get better in practice. You have to be more intentional about the game plan. And we were very, very subpar, especially in the first half in terms of the game plan. I thought we improved in the second half, but we never quite got into a rhythm. Something we've been talking about internally on this team for the last couple weeks is our defense. And it's everybody gets excited about our ability to score. And, tonight we just didn't have it. We missed a lot of shots that we normally make. And that's life. That's basketball. That's why you play the game. You're not going to make every shot. And that's why we have to grow as a defensive team. When we have games like this where we're not knocking down threes, where we're missing open shots, when we're missing in rhythm shots, we have to be able to stop people. And that's obviously what really crushed us. You look at the third quarter, we couldn't score. We had wide open shots in the first 6 minutes of that game. We couldn't knock them down. But yet we can't get stops when we're in that situation. So, it's a tough loss to take. I love my team. I believe in them. I believe that they're going to take this as a really tough lesson on the chin. They're going to come out and they're going to be much, much better in practice. And, and I know they're going to make strides to get better defensively. But until we do that, rebounding included in that, it's going to be a tough conference season. You're absolutely right, and I should have said that in my opening statement. I think the one bright spot defensively was Lefty Webster. She played the game plan perfectly on Jenny Sims. Made everything difficult for her. I mean, she's a great player, and so she's not a player that you're going to go into and say we're going to shut her down. But we made it really, really difficult for her to score. And you're right, she finished with 18. A lot of those were late free throws. I'm not sure we could have played her much better. And that's a great credit to Lefty. I mean, she did that. Again, just doing the game plan, making her go left, going over screens. We provided some really good help for her too, which we needed to do. So really it comes down to everybody else that didn't give us enough defensively. Yeah, I think it was a combination. I thought that there were a lot of shots, like I said earlier, that we normally make. C had some open looks she didn't knock down. Kira had some open looks. In the first half, she didn't knock down. She was able to hit those more. In the second half, Lexi had some really easy bunnies to start the game. Just wasn't able to knock those down. And again, there hasn't been a game this season where we haven't done that. But I do think that ODU, they had a good game plan. They were, really limiting our motion. They were being physical on cuts. They were packing the paint, so it made it really hard for Lexi to get clean touches. And we didn't read the pitch in the one more very well. And so, we'll watch it on film and we'll get better.
Just said there's many more games left in the season. Conference play to start, so this is where it all, we show it, what we've been working on in the off season. So just not to get our heads down. We made mistakes. We're gonna watch no film. We're gonna get better, and that's how we work. So.
Sure. Well, I'm not sure there's a whole lot I need to say. It's a really disappointed locker room down there because I think they understand the message I gave them that, ODU played well, but we put ourselves in that position. There's no doubt about it. And so you look at the faces in that locker room, I'm not sure there's a lot that I have to say. It's a very clear message. You weren't ready, you didn't prep yourself, you didn't take it seriously, and we got knocked in the face for it, right? And so if I need to refocus us, we're in trouble. But I don't feel that way at all. I think it's a great wake-up call for us. I think the understanding that we have to get better defensively is even more evident than what we said. There's one thing to say things, but when you really, really get burned by it, if that doesn't wake you up and get you refocused, I don't know what else would. Oh, it's absolutely what we can work on in practice. I think the biggest issue when you look at us defensively overall is we just don't play solid. We take a lot of chances, and it puts us out of position, and it causes a lot of help and a lot of rotation. And some of that is, from us switching to a denying pressing type man to a helping man. We haven't learned to trust what we're doing yet. We haven't learned to completely buy into that yet, but because that's a process, and I get that and I understand that. And so that's why our reps in practice are so very important, so that you can learn to trust each other, you can learn to execute it the correct way, and that's why we have to take advantage of that opportunity. So we'll keep working. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We've got a lot of great work that we can do, and at some point I'm definitely confident that it'll click for us.